Your brain might feel like the sole architect of your choices, but roughly 100 trillion microscopic organisms living inside your gut are pulling the strings. These bacteria actively influence what you eat, the weight you carry, and your minute-to-minute mood. Internal medicine and psychiatry are increasingly looking past the brain and the blood, following a trail of biological signals that lead directly back to the digestive tract. This ecosystem is the primary driver of our internal health. This comparison shows the production of serotonin, the chemical that stabilizes our mood. While we associate happiness with the brain, 90% of the body's serotonin is actually manufactured by bacteria in the gut. This internal workforce also serves as your primary defense grid. They command 70% of your immune response and serve as the main regulator for human metabolism, deciding how your body processes every calorie. When these systems falter, when serotonin production drops or the metabolic regulator breaks down, the result manifests as chronic fatigue, obesity, or clinical depression. Modern humans are committing a silent daily massacre against these protective microbes. Our habits are systematically wiping out the very organisms designed to keep us resilient. Processed sugars and hydrogenated oils feed harmful bacterial strains that eventually choke out the beneficial ones. When combined with chronic stress and the overuse of broad-spectrum antibiotics, we effectively carpet bomb our own internal defenses. Hypersterilization is another major culprit. Obsessive sanitization and a total isolation from natural environments, like soil and forests, starve the body of the bacterial diversity it needs to function. This glowing visualization shows what happens when these bacteria die off. The protective mucus layer fails, allowing bacterial toxins to leak directly through the intestinal wall and into the human bloodstream. This leakage creates silent inflammation throughout the body, acting as the root cause behind persistent brain fog, severe IBS symptoms, and the feeling of autoimmune exhaustion. The vagus nerve functions as a high-speed communication hotline, tethering the stomach directly to the brain. Traffic on this nerve is heavily weighted toward the gut. 80% of signals travel upward, meaning the bacteria deliver constant reports dictating the brain's neurological state. When the gut sends signals of inflammation and distress, the brain responds. This upward communication loop can directly trigger sudden panic attacks, chronic anxiety, and depressive episodes. The link is so physical that researchers now use fecal microbiota transplantation, the transfer of healthy stool into a sick patient, as a proven treatment for both obesity and severe depression. Psychiatric healing is incomplete if it only targets the brain. True recovery must begin with the restoration of the stomach's flora. Blindly purchasing probiotic supplements can be a medical mistake. If you have a condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, adding new bacteria will only exacerbate the bloating and pain. A systematic 8-week protocol begins with a cleanse. This requires eliminating processed sugar, capping intake at 25 grams daily, and avoiding all non-emergency antibiotics. Phase 2 focuses on nourishment. You feed beneficial bacterial tribes by aggressively diversifying your intake of dietary fibers, specifically through dark leafy greens, hearty rolled oats, and crushed flaxseed. Clinical data from a 2021 Stanford University study shows that natural fermented foods like kefir and yogurt are more effective at boosting bacterial diversity than synthetic supplements. This dietary shift prioritizes the cultivation of a diverse forest of bacterial tribes. In the gut, diversity equals biological resilience. Stabilization requires 7 to 8 hours of sleep in total darkness. Darkness suppresses cortisol, a stress hormone that actively destroys the tight junctions holding your intestinal wall together. Intermittent fasting serves as a vital mechanical tool. These fasting periods allow the digestive tract to sweep itself clean and reset the balance of the ecosystem. This protocol treats the human body as a host to a vast, complex ecosystem, rather than a solitary organism. Taking responsibility for the trillions of guests in your gut through what is on your plate today allows you to reclaim control over your physical strength, your mental clarity, and your happiness.